Hello, mind readers. Welcome to obviously another episode of Readers Aside. All right. Oh, chuffed. Anyways, so right. So and today we will be doing another entry from the Holy Bible, the Catholic Holy Bible. I feel like I have to mention that all the time. Well, it is fairly relevant, I think. Anyways, so probably one of the more popular fucking tales or books from the Old Testament here. Still in the Old Testament. Although I'm getting a good chunk in. I'm a good chunk into the Old Testament here. But today we will be reading the book of Job. Alternately known as the book of Job, if you didn't know any better. Job, I think, is apparently, it said in the introduction there to the editor's note, I'll call it. Because they don't generally say, like, who in the church, like, translated and edited these. Although, maybe they did there was a long introduction at the beginning of the Bible, which was actually more interesting than I thought it would be. Not that I remember anything from it. There has been references to a Saint Bernard in a couple of the notes here. But that appears to be like I don't know. I have no idea who Saint Bernard is. Maybe it's not even Saint Bernard. I don't even fucking care. Every now and then his name's brought up in some of the notes here in Job. Fuck, shouldn't have made that joke. And in Job, and just with like interpretations as to like what shit means. They seem to be leaning heavily on Bernard. So I guess, but those are the. But then who's actually editing it? Someone else. Maybe Bernard's from back in the day, probably a few centuries ago. He's probably one of them older fucking saints there, or probably like Middle Ages or some shit. And they're just they're still just going by what whatever fuck he thought, because maybe he was just the foremost authority on the Book of Job. Who the fuck knows? The Catholic Church is pretty shadowy. You can never really tell. So it was it's another one of these where they don't know who wrote it. At least they're honest about that. They gave some suggestions, but basically the suggestions were like either maybe Moses or maybe Job himself. So obviously they have no fucking idea. They have clearly no idea who wrote it. That's fine. It's old as hell. I can accept that. And really, like, I think I'm just gonna basically kind of get right into it here, because I would like to, I'd like to go get some groceries across the street in a bit, and I don't want to be here all night, recording this from the Cliff Goes Live studio. All right, so I'll just give a short sort of synopsis on what's going on, what the plot is. The plot. Basically, if anyone's ever wondered, and people do, so of course they have, a common cry in the middle of the night, a common lament people have is, why does God let terrible things happen to bad people, or I mean good people? Sorry, why do bad things happen to good people, and why does God let that happen? Well, the Book of Job actually answers that, so I don't really know why people keep asking that question, because it's supposed to be one of the people's favorite books in the Bible. People say it's the shit, and it's not bad. I guess it gets kind of boring, but like, if you're actually like, it's one of the more philosophical books, particularly in the Old Testament. In fact, it's probably the smartest book I've come across yet. I say smart. It's probably one of the smartest books. Probably is. Like, it's not the most interesting, but like, if you were actually like wanting to like, if you were actually like religious, or like, like if I was converting people, and I was like still carrying around this Old Testament, that was part of my jig, I would be leaning heavily on the Book of Job, because it just for one, it's kind of like it's kind of confusing in the sense that like it's you have to be a philosophically minded person, because you really have to think about what you're reading. Like, yes, I see, and oh right, he made that good point. Yes, it's like people discussing shit back and forth, and you have to kind of like think of it for yourself, which I tend to not really do that well. Like in the moment, I'm more of a just let my brain sort of piece through things, and then the answer usually floats up after a couple of years. I've noticed that. Very strange, actually. Anyways, so what was I talking about? Oh, right, the point of the book. Right, so I got totally sidewinded there, didn't I? Essentially, why do good things happen? How did I get off on that? What happens to me sometimes? It's frustrating sometimes listening back to these, because I can just see myself going off on the tangent and being like, "What are you doing, man? Stay on track. Like right now, what am I doing? Fuck." Okay, sorry. So basically, what happens? This is why bad things happen to good people, because every now and then Satan just kind of wanders up to heaven, and him and God they like to kind of place bets on like the virtuousness of people, shit like that, and like they don't they don't actually like there's no mention of like what's actually like what's up for like the stakes, like what are the stakes, other than fucking poor Job, his fucking life in this everlasting soul. But I imagine there were stakes. They just sort of left the storyteller just kind of maybe just left that out. Maybe he didn't know. That's probably it. But like I imagine there were stakes, because they both seemed to, like Satan and God, they both seemed like to really be like quite invested. Or maybe no, maybe it's just back in the day we used to call it a farmer's bet. You just betting for nothing. Why is that a farmer's bet? Like, is that not is that somehow like farmers just not up on betting, but they still like or I used to think when I was a kid because the farmers are poor, but like farmers around here aren't really actually all that poor. In fact, usually a lot of them are quite wealthy. So what, they can't put up for like $5, $10? They do tend to be kind of stingy. Farmers do tend to be a bit stingy. They do. Most of them, not all. Anyways, so that's what happens, right? That's why bad things happen to good people. And here I just got done. I guess I just got done calling this book smart, and then I just sort of like made fun of it, didn't I? Well, that's fine. That's fine too, because you can look at it both ways. Um, I'm not going to sit here and try to pretend like I have some scholarly wisdom on the Book of Job. I think Carl Jung already beat me to that. So like, why would I even bother? Anyways, I just totally name dropped Carl Jung. That's right. I've read most of his shit, actually. Most of it. Some of it twice. Anyways, and Carl Jung read the Book of Job. So that's another thing we have in common. Anyway, so sorry about that. I'm just gonna get. Okay, I thought I wasn't going there for a moment. Am I talking too close to the thing? Fucking massively chuffed here. Anyways, I bet I was. If I sound kind of nasally and shit, you'll remember on the last episode I was having some phlegm issues, some sudden phlegm issues with some phlegm in my back of my throat and shit. Well, that kind of transmuted into a terrible cold that I've had all week. And so if I sound kind of nasally, that's probably why. Yeah, I'm just okay. Let's get started here. I'm almost done actually. I'm on like chapter 40 here. Only a few chapters left. Bada bing, bada boom. So again, with these chapters here in the Catholic Bible, they give little synopses at the beginning of the chapters. So I'm going to begin with that. Here we go. Oh, here we go. All right, starting. Here we go. chapter 40, book of Job. Of the power of God in the behemoth and the Leviathan. What? Readers aside. I wasn't prepared for that. Like, what? Yeah, right. I guess I didn't really, I'm not going to tell you what's happening. You just pick it up. I already said enough. Fuck it. I'm getting kind of sick of doing that. Like, read it for yourselves. Like, fuck's sakes. If you want, you can read up to chapter 40, and then, stop reading, and then play this episode, and then just start reading again after I finish or something. You can do that. That'd be cool. That's like interactive. You could do that. There you go. That'll learn you something. And readers aside. And the Lord, answering Job out of the whirlwind, said, readers aside, that's right. God just showed up like a fucking tornado and started talking. As a tornado. Totally forgot about that. And readers aside. And the Lord, answering Job out of the whirlwind, said, gird up thy loins like a man. I will ask thee, and do thou tell me. Wilt thou make void my judgment and condemn me, that thou mayest be justified? And hast thou an arm like God, and canst thou thunder with a voice like him? Clothe thyself with beauty, and set thyself up on high, and be glorious, and put on goodly garments. Goodly. Rears aside, and God wears goodly garments. He's just like tearing into them. Oh, fuck. God's a dick. Like, you can tell this is before he met Moses. He was still a dick after Moses, but Moses fucking meddled him a good bit. I think Moses kind of learned him up. Moses really, I think, was kind of like his stepdad. Before Moses, he was just a total fucking rascal, like making bets with Satan and shit. Fuck. Like, that's just a weird thing to do. Like, why would you do that, God? Anyways, so and we just said, scatter the proud in thy indignation, and behold every arrogant man, and humble him. Look on all that are proud, and confound them, and crush the wicked in their place. Hide them in the dust together, and plunge their faces into the pit. Then I will confess that thy right hand is able to save thee. Behold, behemoth, whom I made with thee, he eateth grass like an ox. What? His strength is in his loins, his force in the navel of his belly. He setteth up his tail like a cedar. The sinews of his testicles are wrapped together. What? Readers aside, I need a drink of water. Oh, weird. Alright, sorry. Never mind that. Alright. Whoa, dropped it. And readers aside. Hold on. Readers aside. It seems we have a note down here for verse 10. Okay, it's got a note on behemoth. Okay, that's helpful, because, like, who the hell knows what the hell he's talking about? Like, what is a behemoth? In Hebrew, behemah, which signifies in general an animal. What? Just an animal. But many authors explain that here it is put for the elephant. Okay. Why didn't you just write elephant? Because I totally thought it was some kind of monster and shit. Like, what the fuck? That's I guess that's helpful, but also isn't nearly as cool. But whatever. Yeah. All right. And readers aside. His bones are like pipes of brass, his gristle like plates of iron. He is the beginning of the ways of God, who made him. He will apply his sword. What?
To him the mountains bring forth grass, there all the beasts of the field shall play. He sleepeth under the shadow in the covert of the reed, and in moist places. Readers aside, got another note here. Oh, it's that one verse that confused me. He is the beginning of the ways of God who made him. He will apply his sword. How does an elephant have a sword? Let's see. He will apply his sword. This text is variously explained. Oh, great. Some explain the sword, the horn. Oh, okay. The horn given to the animal for his defense. That is kind of like a sword. Others, the power that God hath given to man to slay him, notwithstanding his great size and strength. Yeah, that feels like it's still talking about the elephant though. That was all one sentence. He is the beginning of the ways of God who made him. He will apply his sword. Like pronouns, buddy. Pronouns. Fuck. Anyways. All throughout the Bible, there's big trouble with fucking lack of fucking pronouns. Or wait a second. You know what? I have a big problem with fucking knowing what I'm. Wait, is a pronoun? Wait, is he, she, are those pronouns? Or is a pronoun the same thing as a proper noun? Like a name? I no longer remember. That's something I should really know. That's embarrassing. I read a lot. Reading doesn't necessarily make you smart. I've tried to explain this to people before. Because they'll go like, you read, right? Yeah, but and then they'll try to ask you some questions or some shit, and God, embarrassing. Anyways, like what's like here I am like 39 years old almost, and like I'm wondering like what a pronoun is. Like I know it's like one of two things. Like fuck. It feels like it. Like I think it's he, she. Like those things like in place of like names. Those are pronouns. But then what I'm confused by is like feels like that's also just like a shortened or like an abbreviation. Not an abbreviation, but is it a conjunction or? Like it's a combination of proper and noun. Fuck, I don't even know what that's called anymore. Good lord. Oh, I'm just. You know what? Let's move on. Let's fucking move on here. I think I made my point, and my point was made, and I didn't need to kind of admit that I was confused about other shit that isn't even fucking relevant. Fuck off. Done. Andrews aside. Where was I? The shades cover his shadow. The willows of the brook shall compass him about. Behold, he will drink up a river, and not wonder, and he trusteth that the Jordan may run into his mouth. Readers aside, like this, it definitely makes more sense if a behemoth is an elephant. That does make a lot of sense. Rather than just some crazy monster that probably didn't exist. And readers aside, in his eyes as with a hook he shall take him, and bore through his nostrils with stakes. Canst thou draw out the Leviathan with a hook? Or canst thou tie his tongue with a cord? Readers aside, we got a note here on the Leviathan. I was waiting for that. It's the whale or some sea monster. Okay. You know what? I think I knew that. So what? Elephants are eating whales? What? Draw out the Leviathan with a hook. Like his tusk? What? Kind of starting to lose me here a little bit. Whatever. And readers aside, canst thou draw out the Leviathan with a hook, or canst thou tie his tongue with a cord? Canst thou put a ring in his nose, or bore through his jaw with a buckle? Will he make many supplications to thee, or speak soft words to thee? Will he make a covenant with thee, and wilt thou take him to be a servant forever? Shalt thou play with him, as with a bird, or tie him up for thy handmaids? Shall friends cut him in pieces? Shall merchants divide him? Wilt thou fill nets with his skin, and the cabins of fishes with his head? Lay thy hand upon him, remember the battle, and speak no more. Behold, his hope shall fail him, and in the sight of all he shall be cast down. Henry is aside. That's the end of the chapter. Yeah, that was weird. So what, God's just kind of like bragging that he's the master of all these things, and he made elephants and shit, and Job, who he's just allowed Satan to ruin his life, is too indignant for God's liking. Like, what the fuck? Like, again, like, what the fuck? This, like, God's a fucking psychopath. He's a lunatic, man. Like, what is he bringing up whales and fucking elephants for? Like, ooh, yeah, great for you, man. Like, I can't even do that. Like, it's not as though like it was not as though like that we started at the same level, and then like you're just way better than me now, making elephants and leviathans and whatever the fuck, and I just haven't done anything with myself. It's not like that at all. Like, you made me too. Like, what the fuck? Jesus Christ. Fuck. It just doesn't make any sense, this guy. Perhaps we just can't understand what it's like to be him. I imagine we can't. I imagine we can't. Whatever. I'm going to continue on, I think. Chapter 41. And read aside. A further description of the Leviathan. Oh, great. Why? Like, why do we need that? My God, he's just going to go on. He's going to wax poetically about his fucking whales. All right. Readers are aside or no? Or end readers aside, I think. I will not stir him up like one that is cruel, for who can resist my countenance? Who hath given me that? Who hath given me before that I should repay him? All things that are under heaven are mine. I will not spare him, nor his mighty words, and framed to make supplication. Who can discover the face of his garment? What? The face of his garment? Or who can go into the midst of his mouth? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. His body is like molten shields, shut close up with scales pressing upon one another. One is joined to another, and not so much as any air can come between them. They stick one to another, and they hold one another fast, and shall not be separated. His sneezing is like the shining of fire, and his eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. That's an odd thing to say. Out of his mouth go forth lamps like torches of lighted fire. Readers aside, what does that mean? What the fuck? These whales spit fire? Huh? You know what? It did say the whale or some sea monster. So there is a bit of a door left open here. Like the behemoth was just an elephant. The Leviathan, however, could be like some Loch Ness Monster shit or some shit like that, eh? Or a fucking, what's that thing from the Pirates of the Caribbean? The fucking, that it hates Davy Jones and all that shit. Made him a squid. The Kraken. The Kraken. Maybe it's the Kraken. I don't remember if the Kraken's fucking Spitfire, but probably could. Anyways, Henry's aside. Out of his nostrils goeth smoke. Yep. Like that of a... Reader's aside, it's definitely not a fucking whale. Like, why would... That was a stupid fucking note. It's obviously not a fucking whale. Henry's aside. Out of his nostrils goeth smoke, like that of a pot heated and boiling. His breath kindleth coals, and flame cometh forth out of his mouth. In his neck strength shall dwell, and want goeth before his face. The members of his flesh cleave one to another. He shall send lightnings against them, and they shall not be carried to another place. His heart shall be as hard as stone, and as firm as a smith's anvil. When he shall raise him up, the angels shall fear, and being affrighted, shall purify themselves. Holy shit. When a sword shall lay at him, it shall not be able to hold, nor a spear, nor a breastplate. For he shall esteem iron as straw, and brass as rotten wood. The archer shall not put him to flight. The stones of the sling are to him like stubble. As stubble he will esteem the hammer, and he will laugh him to scorn who shaketh the spear. The beams of the sun shall be under him, and he shall strew gold under him like mire. He shall make the deep sea to boil like a pot, and shall make it as when ointments boil. A path shall shine after him. He shall esteem the great as growing old. Pardon me. He shall esteem the deep as growing old. Fuck, I was going good there for a bit, damn it. There is no power upon earth that can be compared with him, who was made to fear no one. He beholdeth every high thing. He is king over all the children of pride. Readers aside, that was the end of the chapter. I got a dry throat here. Well, I've never fucking seen one of those things. I've never seen fucking footage of them, so I'd like to see some proof of that before I'm all impressed. Like, here he's going on like, this has Job seen one of these fucking things? Like, who has seen a Leviathan? Please hit me up in my DMs. Just flood them. Don't be afraid to flood them. Alright, there is one chapter left here, but, I think I'm done. I think I'm done for the day. I think I put in enough time. I put in enough time here. I'm gonna go get some groceries. I'll finish this later by myself. Wait, hold on. There were some notes here I skipped over. You know what, fuck it. I'll read those later too, by myself, so that I can understand it more better. And that you can flounder. Like the floundering fish that you are. No, I'm just kidding. Probably. Probably kidding. How can someone be probably kidding? That was fucking retarded. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know. Well, that's true. Sometimes I don't really know. I joke a lot. Sometimes I'm not sure where my true intentions lay. Interesting. I probably wasn't very serious about it. Now I can't even remember quite what I said. Something about a fish. I called you a fish. I called the audience fish, or they were floundering fish because they were dumb, right? Yes. The audience is stupid. Yeah, that's probably true. I'm fine with that. Alright, so that was another fantastic episode. I just nailed it again. I just nailed the Bible again. That's 2 episodes out of the Bible, different books. I'm pretty impressed by myself. Impressed with myself. And that's that's a wrap now. So please please stop please stop fucking with people and just mind your own business. And yeah, if you're not home, go home. Go home. Go home.
And they even went to the moon. And there was a time in this country, a long time ago, when reading wasn't just for fags.